Okay, so this is part 2 of your Excel basics lecture, and I'm going to go over a couple things here. More specifically, I will go over the VLOOKUP and 2 different ways that you can use the range in your formula. And then I'll show you a couple quick formatting things, and then we will also go over a few date and time functions. Okay, so first, let's assume that you get a worksheet that looks really messy like this. And you want to even out your columns here. You can do those individually by holding your cursor here and double clicking. Or let's say you have a lot of columns there, you just select this and then double click, and that will automatically auto fit all of it. Okay, so moving on to VLOOKUP. Let's say that I find a random piece of paper on the floor in my workplace, and it belongs to employee ID 10044. And let's say that I have this really large data set and I don't want to scroll through all the employees. So I would use a VLOOKUP to see who that belongs to. So we would just do equals VLOOKUP. So what do we want to look up? We want to look up who is employee 10044. Now you can do that one of 2 ways. Your table array here is your range. So you can either select your range, which in this class is pretty easy. And as you can see, I've actually already named it employees. But I'm going to show you how to name it employees in just a second. I'll clear it out. So normally that would look like, we want it to be the range. I want my range to be A1 to D11. So you can do it that way, or you can name your range, which I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, and we are searching for whose first name is that. So we're looking in our range. We want it to pull for the first name. We want column 2 in our table. So 2, and then we want an exact match. So it is Scooby's ID. Okay, so I showed you how to type in the range or select the range. But again, if you have a really large data set, you want to name that range. So I'm going to go here to my name manager under formulas. I have already named it, but I'm going to clear it out and make sure I show you how to do that. So what you do is you simply select the name that you want to range, the range that you want to name. And most of you already did this correctly in your Excel tutorial, but I think a few people may have gotten confused or maybe did it incorrectly and need to know how to delete it and redo it. So you select it, you make sure you go to the name box here. I'm going to call it employees, and you have to make sure you hit enter. Okay, so now I'm going to double check. We have employees, and that refers to my VLOOKUP worksheet. So that's my worksheet, and A1 to D11. Okay, so again, let's say here we'll do a different one. And we're gonna, this time we found 10099. So equals VLOOKUP. Again, what do we want to look up? We found a piece of paper with 10099. So whose is that? We're going to type in from our employees file or range here. We want their first name. So that's the second column. And then we want an exact match. Okay, so this time we found Yogi Bear's ID. Okay, so that covers that. And now we will briefly go over some date and time functions. Again, I think most people were pretty familiar with how to change the formats of your dates. But if not, you simply select those. Let's say you want to change the formatting in the whole column, you select all of them, or you can just select individually. Right click, go to format cells. And you're going to see this several times in this class. I think it comes up on a couple different assignments and it comes up on the test. So you may see it in a few different lectures, but The reason for that, again, is you will see it on multiple assignments as well. So let's say, I think maybe on the test, it asks you to format a date a certain way in 24-hour format. So the date with the time in 24-hour format, and you see that format here. So you can scroll through these and look at all the different options and just make sure you follow the instructions on your assignments for how it asks you to format those dates. So we changed that formatting. Okay. Let's see. We'll do one other example. So we want, let's just say we want the day and the date. And it doesn't fit. So we double click and now it looks like this. Okay. So for today's date, you simply click equals, now, open parentheses, close parentheses, and hit enter. You can also press F9 to refresh that. Oh, okay, and then let's just say that your boss is having you, you're starting something today, so you have today's date, and then you want to know what's 30 days out to meet your first set of goals and 60 days out to meet your second set of goals. So to do that, you just do equals today's date in cell E1 plus 30. And that gives you that. And then that would be the target date for 30 days out. Same thing for 60 days out, just equals today's date, or E1 in this scenario, plus 60. And hit enter. And that is it for this lecture. I will follow up with more in the future.